The marriage reset that every couple needs. If you have recognized drift in your marriage, do not be discouraged. Your awareness of drift in your marriage is actually good news because you can't change what you refuse to see. And once you can see it, you can begin rebuilding.
After 34 years of marriage, we've learned how to reset the relationship and to rebuild. In this video, we will give you 4 tips on how to rebuild after drift.
Let's dive in. Tip number 1, you have to identify the drift. Where are you drifting? What areas in your marriage are you drifting? Are you drifting emotionally? Are you drifting physically? Are you drifting spiritually? Are you drifting intellectually? You have to identify where in your marriage that you are drifting. Where are you disconnected? Now,
Right.
sometimes that just takes a good, honest, long conversation with your spouse. Say, sweetheart, do you sense that we have drift in our marriage? Do you sense that we are not as close as we used to be? Are you
That's right.
sense that we're not close as we want to be? Talk about, say, oh yeah, as now that you mention it, I don't feel as close to you as I should.
That's right.
Ask, what has changed? So what has changed? Is the job change? Is the responsibilities change? Has the schedules changed? Have your kids started a new sport? Are you just, what has changed? What has changed in your marriage that has contributed to this drift? Ask those questions. Another great question to ask is, what do we miss? What in your marriage are you missing? Ask each other those questions and come up with honest answers to those questions. These are not questions to embarrass you or to frustrate you, but it's really to expose that there's drift present.
And I think if you each ask each other these questions, you'll both have maybe notice some different things. The wife might notice more emotional things that seem to be missing. Husband might notice just we're not talking as much or we're not spending time together. So each of you will recognize some different things once you bring your attention to it. That's so important.
But awareness must come first.
Yes.
Our second tip on how to do a reset to rebuild your marriage after you recognize drift is read the small moments. So we have a new book coming out called You're Not Losing Love, You're Losing Time. It's all about redeeming time in your marriage. Will be out soon. Well, we address this in that book, but you have to rebuild connection one small moment at a time.
Yes.
When you fell in love with your spouse, you spent time with them, you talked to them, you did little things with them. It's not the grand gestures that will build your marriage. It's not. It's the small things, consistent things you do day after day. Coffee together or tea together. Just having some time of talking together, going for an evening walk. What are the things that you're missing that you used to do that connect yourself to get to your spouse? Is it the 10-minute conversation? You got to continue those 10-minute conversations.
Yes.
Daily
that's so
10-minute
good.
conversations every day.
It can be praying together. Have you been missing praying together? You can start doing that today. Doesn't have to be a long prayer. Doesn't have to be elaborate. You can just, like Jeff has been mentioning, just thanking God for something about your spouse. Each of you doing that, and then bringing a common concern to God together, and then thanking Him for the answers, and let God give you peace. And you're connecting spiritually when you start practicing doing that again.
It's sitting together without your devices.
Yes.
Those devices have generated a lot of drift in marriages. It
So
really have.
true.
It could be a foot rub. It could be a neck rub. It could be a back rub. It could be something more. Just make intentional effort to connect emotionally, physically, spiritually, and intellectually. Just make intention to connect on a regular basis, because these small moments matter and they build up, they build on each other, and they help build connection. Teresa?
That's right. That's right. That's how your friendship continues in your marriage. You're making moments matter. You're making time important enough to spend it together. and enjoy time together. So that is what builds your connection and helps it stay strong.
Tip number 3, choose friendship again. One of the major things of inspiring marriages is that God designed husband and wife to be friends for life. And we believe that. And
Yes.
we've based our marriage on that. We've had a successful almost 35-year-old marriage now where we're best friends. Friendship
right.
is not merely how marriages begin. It's not. Friendship is how healthy marriages stay strong.
Exactly.
You have to be intentional on building your friendship with your spouse. A man's major needs is companionship. He wants to do fun things with you. You'll never find him more open than when he's having fun. If you want your husband to open up to you, do something that he likes to do. As a pro tip, ladies,
That's a pro tip.
if you want your husband to open up to you, do things that he likes to do. Anything else, baby?
Wow. Like Jeff is saying, you take interest in what interests your spouse. And that really is a big aspect of friendship. It doesn't have to be your favorite thing, but if it's something your spouse enjoys, then take interest in that and do that with them. And like Jeff said, you have fun together, and it's such a relationship building time, and you'll discover new things about each other, which is really fun.
Tip number 4, create a simple weekly pattern. Establish a weekly connection time, a date night, prayer time,
Yes.
emotional connection. Be sure that you connect with each other and interact with each other on all 4 levels of intimacy: spiritual intimacy, emotional intimacy, intellectual intimacy, and physical intimacy. All those areas are important areas, and make it a regular part of your week to connect with each other. Be intentional about it, and
So
don't
well.
neglect the emotional check-ins. Find out what's going on with your spouse. Ask them questions. Questions invites them to open up
That's right.
and have a discussion where you're talking to each other, exchanging ideas and feelings and emotional context. Teresa?
That's so good. And just this is on a bigger scale, but having a vision for where your marriage is going, you can talk about plans for your marriage, what you want to see growing in your marriage, and what has God been speaking to you about your marriage. That's part of the spiritual intimacy, but it's really going to elevate your conversations with her. That's so huge for marriages.
Amen. Because consistency beats intensity. There was a point in our marriage, there was no major crisis, there wasn't a major conflict, there was just a gradual drift. And we made intentional effort to address that. We held ourselves a little mini marriage retreat where we took time to get by ourselves and ask each other questions. We had in-depth discussions on what happened in our marriage in the last 12 months. What are the highlights of our marriage? What are the things that we did well? What are some things we can improve upon? And we
Yes.
just took the time and talked and asked questions and wrote things down. Just took our time to address all those things. And that really made a big difference in our marriage, didn't it,
Yes,
Teresa?
it did. It really did. We completely turned a corner because before it was just like we're just tolerating some drift and some lack of closeness, and the busy things were keeping us from recognizing it for a time, but it was so healthy for our marriage. We just noticed a major difference where we felt like we were on the same page, like we knew what each other wanted in our marriage and how we could grow together and grow closer. So it was just a really sweet, special time, just a little getaway. And it wasn't really long, but we made sure to have some fun during that time too. Some serious discussion and some fun, and just made it really a great refresh for our whole relationship.
When we became intentional again, that's when the connection began to return. So we have a challenge for you and your spouse. Ask your spouse this question: what is the one thing we could start doing again that would help us feel closer?
Yes.
You may be surprised by the answer. So what is the one thing we could start doing again that would help us feel closer? Ask each other that question.
So good.
And if you want our free resource, From Lonely to Best Friends Again. There's a link for it down below in the comments. Grab your copy today. It's a 7-day devotional with questions and discussion points that will take you from where you are today to best friends with your spouse 7 days. Grab your copy today. If you want to explore this subject further, check out this video right here and we'll see you over there. Remember, God